It's very annoying to me. Like, it's real annoying that I see right now on TikTok all of these YT girls talking about bonnets and talking about wearing bonnets outside and people calling them brave and saying that, yeah, go outside how you want. And it's very upsetting because, when black women were wearing bonnets and now all of a sudden, first of all, y'all want to act like y'all not copying off black women. And then number two, y'all want to act like y'all just wasn't destroying black women and calling black women ghetto, ignorant, ratchet, low class, low value for wearing bonnets. Like, it's so crazy because I really do think that everybody gaslights black women because the difference in treatment is clear. The difference in treatment is very, 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 very obvious. But people still act like they don't see it. If you don't see the fact that these white girls are getting called brave and, amazing for wearing a bonnet outside, but when black women were wearing bonnets outside, Monique and a million different people were talking about how black women need to stop it. Black women are making all of us look bad. Black women are ghetto, ratchet, and ignorant. Like, it's really, 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 really upsetting to me. And I'm real tired of it. And I also feel like black women play a part with it as well because you got to stop caring what the others think about you and how you present. The whole respectability politics BS, because at the end of the day, everything is okay to do as long as you're not black. Like, that's the truth. You can wear a bonnet. You can be as ghetto as you want. As long as you're not black, because that's the sin. It's not the bonnet. It's not the clothing. It's not the swag. It's the blackness that is demonized. And, like I said, I just find this extremely off-putting. Like, it makes me so mad, y'all. It really, really, really does. And then I'm over here looking at all of these different TikToks of YT girls talking about, don't judge me for my bonnet when I wear it outside. Don't judge me. I'm just a YT girl. Like, nobody gonna judge you. And you know it. And then when there were some black women in there challenging them, they saying, oh, they just decided to wear a bonnet. It had nothing to do with black women. First of all, the reason why black women were wearing bonnets is because their hair is curly. And in its curly natural state, it's fragile. Because, black hair doesn't get as much moisture. You have to get more into the shaft of the hair because the hair is coily. The fact that people with fine hair, animal hair could be saying that, never mind. I'm not even about to say what I was about to say. It's just crazy. And I think that's another huge problem that makes me upset is that, you're clearly copying black women, black girls, but you don't even want to acknowledge that you're copying. You just want to act like you got it out of your own brain when everybody knows that you're copying black women. It's the same with the whole baby hair and edges thing right now. Oh, I'm laying my edges. I'm laying my edges. You say like, hey, did you get that from black girls or what? Oh, no. Me and my white tea people have been laying edges for as long as we can remember. Since the 1800s, white tea women have been laying edges. I think really, I was just really trying to think about what made me the maddest. And I actually think it's that. I think you're already blackfishing. You're already culturally appropriated. But the fact that you won't even give black people and black women the decency to at least say where you got it from, I think that is what makes me the maddest out of everything. But anyway, if anybody wants to talk about this topic, send me a request to get in the box, and yeah, we can talk about it. Yes, exactly. Like they love to say Viking braids as if they were wearing box braids and feed ins and knotless braids and bohos. Like they wasn't out here wearing two braided pigtails or nothing. Seeing as though Viking is not a culture, it was a career. Stupidity. Stupidity. They will go beyond lengths to lie about anything, to steal from other people, which is really disgusting. You know? It's crazy. But anyway, if anybody wants to talk about this, just send me a request. And I really think that we got to stop with the respectability politics. We have to. We got to stop. We got to stop with acting like, if we're just respectable when we go outside, that's going to get us respect, because clearly everything that we do is possible to be respected for it as long as you're not black. And that should let you know that everything that you're doing is pointless, because you will always be black. So if you go outside with a bonnet on, you go outside with no bonnet on, either way, you're going to experience some form of discrimination in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So why not do whatever it is that you want to do? Why not? You know what I'm saying? But the fact that I see people praising the white tee girl at the top for wearing a bonnet is ridiculous. Lady Ashley, you said nothing is guaranteed, but being feminine and respectable is a form of protection. What do you mean by being feminine? What do you mean by being respectable? I don't even understand that. That doesn't even make sense to me. Do you know how many people are feminine and they are unalived? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I have no idea what you mean. That sounds like the type of insane reasoning that I'm talking about. How many women were feminine or respectable and something still happened to? How many children have been outside and someone did something to them? Like, what are you saying? That sounds nuts. Like nuts. Honestly. And I wish that some of y'all would understand that just because you go outside with a pink dress on and you talk in a sing-songy voice, that doesn't mean anything. I don't know. Listen, if you want to live your life around what you think people are looking at you, like you want to say, hey, I'm going to go out here and look this way because I want people to perceive me a certain way, that's weak behavior. Like insane. Valorum, you're a goofy. Get out of here. Let me block you. For real. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And Young Monarch, I think you're a dude. I'm gonna block you too. Get out of my life. As far as you, Ashley, goes, yes, I know you said nothing is guaranteed, but I'm saying it to you right now to your face. You acting like what is being feminine, number one? What's being feminine? Like, what is that? That's stupid. Respectfully, it's dumb. And what are you talking about? Like, honestly, I would love for you to like get in the box and explain what being feminine is. Like, for real. I really need to know. Exactly. It's all about control, but I see that some women are just happy to be controlled. And yeah. Let me see. Lourdes says being feminine is operating in your feminine energy. What is feminine energy? Soft and nurturing. So how would you necessarily show people when you're walking in the world that you're soft and nurturing? Normally, a woman is nurturing to people that she knows, that she cares about, that's in her circle. How would you be soft to strangers as you're outside in the world? Let me know. Hey, how are you doing, 111? Lady Ashley, no, it's not stupid to me. It's stupid in general. It's an insane, illogical perspective. Nobody said you can't present yourself properly going outside. I didn't say go outside looking crazy. But if you think that because you go outside looking nice, that means that you're afforded a bigger protection than somebody who has a bonnet on, respectfully, you're nuts. You're nuts. You're nuts. What happened in Jim Crow? What happened after slavery when black people were bending backwards to be respectable? When they had on dresses and suits and they were still being lynched? Like, if somebody's going to respect you as a black woman, they're going to do it no matter what. Oh my God. What are you talking about? Like, literally deranged. Literally insane. I do that anyway because that's how I am. But you acting like that gives you some type of pass or that makes you a superior woman because you go outside and pretend to be something is stupid. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I can't. I cannot. I cannot. This is literally delusional. Because if being feminine or presenting yourself in a certain way really meant something, then these white tee girls wouldn't be able to do all of the things that you say are not presentable and not feminine and still get treated way better than you ever will be. Are you getting what I'm saying? These white tee girls that run around wearing bonnets and wearing pajama pants will be treated way better than you, even if you have your Sunday's best on. So exactly what does that mean to you? Like, what? Like, you don't think that is crazy? Like, yeah. Anyway, you said looking your best does indeed afford you a better life. Looking better does not afford you a better life. Now, I'm not saying if you don't present yourself well, like you keep yourself fit, in shape, you look good, and you're trying to find someone. Are you talking about as far as looking for a partner or something? But if you're talking about regular, everyday in society, I promise you that these white tee people don't care nothing about what you got on. There are so many black people that have suits on and they say, hey, are you supposed to be here? I'm about to call the police. I don't think that you're supposed to be here. And those people look perfectly presentable. Like, that's nuts. Like, honestly, that's sad. It's literally insane. Hey, how you doing, Coach T? Like, that's nuts. Like, I can't. Hold on. Let me block this person. Yeah, I just think that's really insane. I don't even really know what else to say. Like, if I don't understand how you can see a white tee girl at the top of the screen wearing a bonnet outside, being praised for it, being told that she's brave, being all of these things, being taken seriously with it, wearing whatever she wants to wear, living life however she wants to, and then you think that just because you put on a different type of face, that's going to get you somewhere. If you see that no matter what they do, they get better treatment than you, that should let you know something right there. I don't know what to say. Lady Ashley, you said you live in an affluent neighborhood. I live in an affluent neighborhood as well. What does that have to do with what we're talking about? Just because it hasn't happened to you doesn't mean it can't happen to you. You get what I'm saying? I've never been beat by the police. Anytime I've had interactions with the police, they've been pretty respectable. I've had plenty of white tee officers say, hey, I'm going to give you a warning. Bye. And not been disrespectful at all. But that doesn't mean that I would disregard black people that say that they have had difficulties with the police, because I know that is true. Everything isn't about you, Ashley. Ew. That's so gross. That's so very gross that you said that. Disgusting. There's something mentally not right. So there's something mentally not right. Yeah. Are you okay, Ashley? The question needs to be directed to you. Are you okay? Because you sound like a tap dancing Sambo. You sound like a Uncle Ruckus. You sound like Candace Owens. So you need to ask yourself that. And my you know, chore for you to do today is to educate yourself on Black history. Please. I can tell somebody that knows nothing about Black history other than what they were told in school. Did you take any African American studies in college? Like I did? Clearly you didn't. Oh my God. Yeah. Lady Ashley says because she doesn't talk like a pirate. Let me see. Hold on. Ashley, please don't make me do you in. I'm really not trying to disrespect the Black woman. Don't make me. All right. That's the reason why you won't get in the live box. Because it's so funny that these Black women that want to bend over backwards and assist white tea supremacy, they have no problem getting smart with another Black woman. But I guarantee you, if I was white, you be in here licking the bottom of my feet. You be in here licking the bottom of my feet. Because that's what you live your life for. The acceptance and approval of them. Do better. That's just ridiculous. Ate 96. Get out of here. All right? It's not women supporting women. It's Black women supporting Black women. I would never support you ever a day in my life. I hope you understand that. Let me block you though. Let me block this WAP as well. I'm gonna block a couple people here. Yeah, Lady Ashley has got some serious problems. Like I would never, ever in my life, as I was saying, I think there's something wrong with Lady Ashley, and I'm not quite for sure what, but I just need you to understand that whatever you think makes you a better Black, it doesn't. Any day, any moment, you could be brought down to earth where you would understand that you're no exception to anything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally nuts. Like, I can't. And I especially looking how you look, I really would like you to know that there will be no separation in the way you're treated. Like, I wish that some more of my people, if anybody follows me a lot, if Coach T, if you're still in here, if you could please go to, Lady Ashley's page. Anybody that follows me, please go to her page and tell me what's on her page. Please. Please go to Lady Ashley's page and let me know what's there, because I can't click on it. Because she's acting like, she's the Queen of England. And I really need to see exactly what she looks like. Lady Ashley made it like, first of all you have to do is go outside because what is being feminine? You're feminine by the simple fact that you're a woman. What is going outside being feminine? I asked this lady to explain it. She never did. She never did. She never said it. Okay? She never said it. So it's like, what are you talking about? Like, you could easily be judged the same. Like, it's blowing my mind. Like, this lady is crazy. And, Lourdes, what is being a masculine woman? Are you, like, the both of y'all, I want y'all to know that y'all are extremely male-centered. And you have a lot that you need to unpack. What is being a masculine woman? Is being a masculine woman talking loud? Is being a masculine woman being aggressive? And all of those things are not masculine characteristics. Anybody can be that. A woman can be that way. A man can be that way. Who said that is tied up with masculinity? I need y'all to actually stop using red pill rhetoric and actually say something that makes sense. What is being masculine as a woman? What? Truthfully. Like, what are we talking about? Y'all don't make any sense. Lourdes and Lady Ashley, y'all have some serious issues. Like, I don't know what to say. But that's all rooted in, like, pick-me-ism. Seriously, what is being masculine as a woman? Like, I can see it if you're talking about, like, a stud or something like that, or a stem, where she's, like, wearing male clothes, flattening down her breast, and really acting like how stereotypical men do. But what exactly, other than that, what is being a masculine woman if you're just a regular woman walking around in the world? What is being masculine? Please, let me know. Explain it. Explain it, please. Look, I'm not projecting onto anything. If you're a woman, right, especially a black woman, and you're saying, oh, yeah, you can be a masculine woman. The best way to be protected as a woman is to be feminine. When you're already feminine because you are a female, there's something wrong there. And y'all don't have any explanation. What is it? What is masculine energy? What is a woman acting masculine? What qualities are those? What qualities are those? See, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so anybody listening, do y'all see that this is crazy? Lourdes said, I've seen my mother operate in masculine energy throughout my childhood, trying to provide and get stuff done. So a woman working, getting stuff done, providing for her child is masculine. So what's feminine? Watching you starve? Would you have thought your mom was feminine if she let you eat ramen noodles and y'all beg for money on the street? What? That doesn't make any sense. What? I'm gonna add you up so I can get clarity.
Yeah, can you hear me? Give me 1 second. I gotta make it to where. But anyways, what I mean is, like, not because she was working makes her masculine. It means she didn't have help, so all she could do was take on the role as the provider. She was not nurturing there emotionally because she couldn't be. She was operating in that energy that you would say masculine is. Like you said, studs, the other word you use, they present themselves more masculine. They try to take on the role as a man.
Did your mother dress like a man?
Using that energy. Now we're older.
Did your mother
No,
dress
but she
like a
didn't
male?
dress up. She didn't really doll her. I just said no, she didn't really dress up. She didn't really have time to doll herself up. Now we're older, we're on our own. She's doing her makeup more. She's dressing up in dresses more. She's able to, and she's there more emotionally because she's not worrying about providing. She's not worrying about all these other things that a man would, because
Not all
that's
men do
just
that
the
though.
polarity of femininity and masculinity.
Yes, but
I
not
don't
all
know.
men. I don't think that it's healthy to put masculinity and femininity in a box. Wearing dresses and doing your makeup does not mean you're feminine or you're not feminine. Some women like to wear makeup, some women don't. Some women like to wear dresses, some women don't. That doesn't mean that you are less feminine or more feminine than the next woman because you wear dresses and beat your face. That doesn't make any type of sense. Like I said before, the only thing that
So then what
determines you
is your
being
idea of femininity? Because if you're just saying a woman makes you feminine, then what do you like? I don't believe that, because you could say there's transgender women every day talking about,
transgender
like,
women are
it
not
was like
women.
a woman going into a man. So it's
Okay, so
like,
what I'm saying
does
is
that
I
still
don't
make them
see
feminine?
that's a whole different thing. Transgender women, like a woman that is a man that's pretending to be a woman. I don't want to talk about that, but that's not a woman. That's not a biological woman. I'm talking
No,
about biological women now.
I'm saying a woman that transitions into being a man, but you're saying that, like, you're saying that all women are feminine. So you just
I'm
mean that
okay,
women,
so
period?
I'm also not gonna talk about a trans man, somebody that might be on, medications or whatever to try to assist them in more of
No,
a
I don't
transition.
mean medication.
So
I just mean like, you know how the young kids now are saying like they feel like they're a woman in a man's body or vice versa. I
yeah,
believe I'm not just looking at it as
yeah. I mean,
like a
all
person
of
being
that
this
is
way. I'm
like
looking at it as
outliers.
energies.
So let's
Like
just talk about
there's
women that biological women that live their life as women. So let's just that's the majority of women,
right. So
right?
you don't
That's
feel
the
like
majority.
energy. You don't feel like a woman can have a masculine energy. Women can't operate being masculine at all.
I don't.
Because you can see like you guys are sitting saying like if you just even go back to spirituality, a woman is like, but she's the nurturer, she's the empathetic one who teaches a man this and that.
Okay, let
If
me
we're
just say
talking
this. Hold
spiritually,
on,
so
hold
how
on.
can a
Okay. I'm gonna say this, and I just wanted to be clear here. Oh, a woman is feminine. A biological woman is feminine just by the mere fact that she's a female. Any other things that you attempt to put on top of that and you deem to call it femininity or masculinity are all social constructs that you've decided to put on femininity. Whoever said that the only a woman or only a feminine woman can be nurturing? Who said that? Did you come up with that idea on your own? No, you didn't. Society told you that that is the stereotypical role of what a woman is supposed to do. There are nurturing men. There are kind men. There are emotional men. There are also emotional women. There are also unemotional women. There are also unemotional men. So the idea of putting a certain type of behavior as a reason why you are a feminine or a female, when you being female is literally your biology, it doesn't make any sense. And it's all ways to put women in a box and to get them to act in an acceptable way. So what I'm saying is that just because you wear dresses, just because you talk softly, just because you wear makeup, just because you like the color pink, that doesn't mean you're either feminine. You're just, oh, look at that woman. She's super feminine. That is
so
all
what
very
makes you
performative.
feminine?
What you're feminine by the mere fact that you are a female, you're a biological woman, you're born that way. You're
So
already feminine.
what is femininity then?
We don't have to put a femininity is whatever it is to you, whatever you think that is. You don't have to put a certain type of behavior onto femininity because what that does is that, in my opinion, that devalues femininity. You have femininity by the simple fact that you're a biological female. Like you saying wearing dresses and putting makeup on, that's all external. So how would that be femininity? If anything, femininity would be something intrinsic, which would be inside every single female that is here on the earth. You get what I'm saying? Like anything else is what men want you to think. Because if we go on the femininity and masculinity, people say that aggression, anger, violence, all of that is wrapped up into masculinity. But we don't want men behaving like that. You don't want to be with a violent man. You don't want to be with an extremely aggressive man. Most of the time, a lot of women, if you're smart, the type of man you're attracted to is gentle, kind, nice, sweet, understanding, which are things that aren't typically connected to masculinity. So it's like, what are we saying? These things are unhealthy to push forward. They are very, very unhealthy. And at the end of the day, the only people that lose out are black women because black women are inherently not even considered feminine, female, nothing. Just considered we can do these women any type of way. Just like they said in slavery, black women are basically men, so we can do whatever we want to them. So if you say, oh, well, if I put this dress on, they'll look at me differently. It's not true. And it's a false sense of security. And just because something hasn't happened to you yet and you wear these dresses doesn't mean that it won't. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, Mickey.
Wow, you look. I gotta give you applause. I don't even. I can't even follow that, to be honest. You pretty much said everything that I was gonna like. Wow. But yeah, I feel like it definitely does play into the whole white supremacist, trad wife, Handmaid's Tale whole thing. Like it gets deep, and I don't think a lot of women, especially Black women, I get really shocked to see them follow this rhetoric for a minute. I'm not even gonna lie, I almost got caught into it, but then I was like, I had to backtrack and be like, hold on. I really had to like dig really, really deep because I like to research things, before I actually like follow behind certain trends. And it's really not what they really like trying to make it out to be. It's detrimental to Black women to even think that way. It really is. She really ate. She really did.
Let me go down here to Dream. Hey, thank you so much, Mickey. Let me go down here to Dream and then Aurora.
Hey, I love the conversation and I like that you're calling out the toxicity that's happening within our culture. I think it's like even being there's like a magnifying glass on like the femininity um rhetoric on social media, like trying to teach young women how to be quote unquote feminine, but it's all about like your prompt says like respectability politics, which can be very, very, very toxic. I notice I think it's a combination of like misogyny and a little bit of maybe a little bit of white supremacy. I'm not sure because like one thing I'll say within my specific community, when I go into other spaces, I'm a lot softer than other women of other races, especially in like my work environment. Like I had to learn how to kind of stick up for myself more and stop being so apologetic and stop being scared of like hurting people or triggering men's ego because specifically in our community, no offense to our men, but they sometimes have an overactive ego, right? And they don't really know what it is to be a healthy man. So you'll have us being a lot softer than what we're supposed to be. And then you'll also have on the flip side, a lot softer than we're supposed to be like a functioning, self-actualized woman. And then on the flip side, you'll have us at the same time falling into this whole thing with us being deemed as like masculine, like us just being our full self somehow because of that. When we bring in white supremacy, they call us innately masculine when it's like so opposite from the truth. I've been involved with so many women of other races where I'm like, okay, I have to be a little tougher here. I have to be a little harder here because if I'm not, they're gonna walk all over me. And these are white women that are in media deemed as more quote unquote feminine. So I feel like we just need to be more focused on just being healthy, have a calm nervous system, and like do truly what makes us happy. And then, like, yeah, of course, play the game because everyone has to play the game of respectability politics to a certain extent. But just do not be fearful of being called masculine, especially by men or women that you do not look up to. And that's where I'm gonna land there.
Okay, all right. Thanks for that, Dream. Yeah, I mean, I just like Lady Ashley, that's still in the comments. She didn't have enough, bravery to come up and say what she was saying with her voice, but there was a guy in the comments that was saying, like, with me, like, oh, the host isn't giving feminine energy. And my thing is, that's exactly why I say these whole ideologies are very harmful, because what is it? You can't see me. You don't know how I live my life, but somehow you have connected the way I'm speaking and the things that I'm saying with the lack of femininity. Is it because, I have a hoarser voice? Is it because I am speaking how I feel with conviction and giving you my opinion? Like, exactly what is it? And that is why it's dangerous, because when people want to put those femininity labels, most of the time it is to get black women to, just like I think it was Coach T that said in the comments, to let people get over. Oh, you know what? I don't want to be viewed as masculine,
I
so
think
I'm just
it's
gonna
like
go
the
ahead.
tone that you
Um,
use, though. Like,
just a second. Thanks for, if you could not interrupt me. I think that what it is now that just blew my mind. I just lost my thought because she interrupted. But I don't think it's my tone. This is the way I speak. It's my voice. I think that when I speak to people that agree with me, they have no problem with my tone. I think that the only people that have a problem with my tone is if you disagree. I didn't say anything in any type of way. I didn't disrespect anybody. I didn't say anything. And I think that a lot of times people think that because they may say something like, hey, this is how I feel. And they think that that means that somehow their point cannot be just as dangerous or just as ignorant or just as aggressive or just as violent as somebody that speaks like I speak. I don't think that the tone is important. I think that the words are important and the intent behind the words. And I don't think there's anything wrong with me saying that it is harmful. And it is also, like, in my opinion, a form of violence to tell black women that they need to change who they are or present to be something that they're not in order to be received well by society, when history has shown us that that is not true. That history has shown us that we can be mistreated no matter how we present. And for you to feel any way other than that is insanity. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what to say. And I think, calling your own mother who was just trying to protect you and provide for you masculine, I just don't know what to say, because what is masculinity then? If Because there are plenty of men that don't take care of women, that don't take care of their families, that don't have jobs, that don't work, and we still call these men men. We still say that these men are masculine. We never say that they're feminine. So exactly what is it? I feel like only the negative aspects of when a woman is trying to do something, that masculine tag is put on her. You know what I mean? Because no one cares really about how men behave, whether they behave in one way or the other way. Nobody holds them accountable or puts their feet to the fire. It's only something that we do specifically to Black women, which is really disgusting. And yeah, and my tone, I said nothing wrong. My inflection, I said nothing wrong. Actually, you and Lady Ashley in the comments, Lourdes, y'all were the ones that were sounding like, respectfully, borderline pick-mes. You know what I'm saying? Saying that, oh, if you look this type of way and you wear makeup, you're gonna have this type of way. If that was the case, right? Some of the most beautiful women, most stunning women that I've ever seen, they're like on Instagram, they're celebrities, they get treated the worst. Sometimes they don't have anybody, or they've had a lot of failed relationships, this, that, and the third, and these women are not being loved and taken care of. So if there is a direct correlation between how you look and the things that you say, as opposed to your treatment in the world, then how come all of these women that present in the exact way that you're saying they're supposed to are not happy, are not with a man that's treating them like a so-called queen or whatever? It doesn't make any sense. No, I called Ashley names because of the things that she was saying. And I didn't call her a name. I called her a pick-me. That's the truth. I called her insane, and I said her thought process was insane. That's the truth. You are also insane. You calling your mother masculine for having a job and being tired and exhausted and saying that she's masculine, that's insane. And then saying that all of a sudden now she's feminine because she's decided to put some dresses on and wear some makeup, that is psychotic. That's not name calling. That's telling you the truth. That is indeed psychotic. You can say whatever you want to say about me, that I'm masculine, or it's my tone and my voice. I've been married for 15 years to my soulmate who pays all the bills. I don't do anything. I have kids, 2 daughters. I never had to put them in daycare. I stayed home with them to take care of them and to watch them. So my thing is that is that not what you said femininity is? That it's a woman that's sitting down, relaxing and laying back and being taken care of? Well, if that's the case, that's what I am, right? But that's not what you think it is. You want it to be something performative. You want it to be that I have to sit here and talk like, hi, how are you doing, ladies? Oh, yes, now let me go put on my pink dress and put on some lashes. That's what you think femininity is. Performative, your outer appearance. That's not what femininity is. But if I can flex a little bit, if what you saying is femininity, then baby, I'm more feminine than you and Lady Ashley. So clock that T, baby. But go ahead, Dream. Go ahead.
So I like a lot of what you're saying, and I think like I was just saw a comment from Ashley, and I'm not coming for you or anything, because she's talking about how, like, I think she said something along the lines that,
Hey, Coach D, go ahead, sis. Was you saying something? Did you need to say something? Go ahead.
Hey, Trigger. I wasn't gonna come up because I'm getting over a cold, so I sound horrible, and I got a real bad cough. But I just had to come up and say I always love your spaces. So I'll thank you for having these spaces where we can get together and have these conversations. But it's so interesting that this conversation is coming up because I was actually journaling on this earlier this week about how we oversimplify our existence as people, but especially as women, when we just keep talking about, oh, masculine, feminine, masculine, feminine. You can only be one thing. You can only be masculine or feminine. And people in general, you can only be masculine or feminine. There's so much more to a person than just the performance of masculine and feminine. It's not even the real what masculine and feminine is. It's just a performance, like you said, putting on makeup, putting on dresses, doing your hair, and all of this other stuff. But the one lady, the lady, actually, I did go to her page. Like, she's cute. She's a very attractive woman. I think she says like she's a hairstylist or something, but you can tell she's a follower of a certain ideology in a group of people who believe that just get cute and be pretty, and things will happen a certain way for you. And while there is a level of truth to that, when you look underneath the surface of that, that's not all there is to it. You look cute and you'll be pretty and still be being disrespected and being denigrated and still not being given equal opportunity of other people, simply because like you're missing a piece. And I think that's what it is. Like, Black women and women in general, like, we're just missing a piece of the understanding of the culture and the society. And excuse me, as far as tone policing is a part of respectability politics. Tone policing is a manipulation tactic. Oh, it's your tone, it's your tone, it's your tone. When we're talking about these topics, I think that's the piece that's missing too, is like, when we're talking about these topics, we should be passionate and we should have a level of care about what we're talking about, because this is real life. These topics that we're having on social media and these women in the pictures, these are real people. People are having these real life experiences. So to tell somebody, oh, it's your tone, it's your tone. Well, I'm going to be passionate about it. And I'm not going to sit up here and go, well, guys, we need to have the conversation and talk quietly. And no, I'm going to say what I need to say, and I'm going to say it how I need to say it, because this is life. This can be life or unaliving for some people, what we're talking about, the image and the perception and how women are viewed. And it's very harmful to have us as women continuing or projecting these images and these thoughts and ideologies out into the world and onto each other, and then internalizing it. Like, I have to look a certain way, or people are going to look at me, perceive me a certain way, or when I see a woman looking a certain way, I'm going to perceive her a certain way. Like, this, like you said, it's insanity. Like, these conversations, like, this is crazy to me, that when you think about, even, I'm gonna wrap it up, even in the antebellum South, what we call, when Black women and our children and our mates were enslaved, there were those of us who were walking around in hoop skirts, corsets, full garb of the time, and still being mistreated, still being put on the auction block, still being whipped and chained. So, like, I think there's a certain level of hygiene, right? that you have, but also there's a certain level of delusion that you also shouldn't engage in when you're saying that I'm going to make sure I look a certain way, so I'm treated a certain way, because oftentimes that's not the reality.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all I was trying to say. Like, it was getting on my nerves because especially Ashley was saying, like, oh, then you just don't want Black women to go outside looking like they're, put together or whatever. Nobody said go outside looking crazy or not wash up or not have your hygiene on point. All I was trying to say is that if you think that the way you present is going to stop a potential, racial incident from somebody who hates Black people or dislikes Black people or looks at all Black people at painted with the same brush, it's not going to happen. And just because it hasn't occurred with you doesn't mean that it won't. You telling a Black woman to say, hey, you know what? You have to go through these a million different hoops to get somewhere. So before you go outside, you make sure that your hair is perfect, your face is perfect, your clothes are perfect, your nails are perfect, your feet are perfect, everything is perfect. But then a white tea woman will go outside with a bonnet on, like the girl in this picture, and pajama pants on and be praised for it. At some point, you have to realize that you're encouraging the separation and encouraging the double standard, that they can live however they would like to live, but you, because of the color of your skin, you can never do things that they can do. That is exactly what you say to the world when you act like that's the reason why you're being treated differently. And I wish that people would understand that that is crazy. You're literally playing into white tea supremacy. You're literally buck broken. Like, that's what's happening to you. Your psyche has literally been broken by white tea supremacy and you don't even know it. And that's scary, that there are so many mentally broken black men and black women, and they're not even aware that they are buck broken. That is what's scary to me. It's the same way when I see people that talk about skin color. Like when you hear people say, oh, I don't like dark skinned people because all of these like racial things. Or even when I hear black women say, oh, I don't like light skins. I don't date light skins. And they just seem soft to me. It's like, do you understand where the idea that dark skin was masculine and hard and aggressive and light skin was soft and feminine comes from? It comes from slavery. So you are buck broken and you don't even know it. You're not even aware of it. And I think that's the reason why I was speaking so passionately about the whole thing, because it's scary to me how many people think that they're very educated and they're actually really not, and they're actually brainwashed. And it was just like I said, it was earlier, like Ashley had mentioned something like, oh, I live in an affluent neighborhood and this has never happened to me. Well, that doesn't mean that it couldn't. Oprah was profiled in another country when she was trying, I think she was at some purse store or something like that. Like Oprah, who's a billionaire.
Well, maybe she had on a bonnet. Maybe that's why they profiled her. I don't know.
It's just like it's scary to me that women actually literally believe this. Now, I'm not saying that, like, because I've noticed that, like, if you go out, and you if you put yourself a certain way, you may get more male attention. Men may try to attempt to sleep with you, but that doesn't necessarily correlate to better treatment as a black woman. You know what I mean? And that, like I said, it's scary to me that women believe that. Like, but I really think that it's all focused around males and male centeredness and pick meism, which is the reason why I also said that. That is exactly what it's centered around. Pick meism, male centeredness, the patriarchy, and feeling like, these are the things that, because when people mention femininity, it's so funny to me that it's always the things that men find to be attractive about the so-called female body, or how women present themselves. So it's like, oh, I'm wearing dresses now. I'm wearing this dainty makeup to make me look more dollish. I'm doing this, that, and the third. And I wish that they would understand that it's all centered around men. At the end of the day, that's all it's centered around: men and being perceived a certain way by men. And that to me is like, I don't know. It's
Excuse me. I'm getting over this cold. Excuse me. Um, I believe some Lourdes or Lady Ashley asked in the comments, well, how do you fix it? There's this thing. I have Gen X parents, so I remember in like the 80s and the 90s, it was like a song like "Don't Believe the Hype" or like "Don't Believe Your Own Hype." It's one thing to like perform femininity. It's another thing to believe it, like to buy into it. So like when I leave the house and I put my makeup on, I know this isn't how my face look. When I put certain clothes on, I don't say, well, because I put this on, that makes me this certain thing. I still have an awareness and an understanding that, okay, I'm wearing this thing because I want a certain outcome, but that doesn't make the outcome that I get or the reality or what I'm experiencing necessarily the reality. I don't have to internalize that belief system. So it's kind of like playing a trick on other people. Like, yeah, you're going to be, looking at me a certain way for a certain outcome in a means, but not because I believe that about myself. It's like I think a lot of women have internalized the beliefs about what femininity are and what they've been told the feminine is, instead of understanding that we live in a world that has concocted this thing. This is not real. It's not real. It's not true. You don't really have to believe it. You don't have to believe it. Don't believe the hype. Okay? Put your dress on and be cute, but don't believe your own hype. Okay?
Ashley said that, first of all, Ashley, I didn't call you any names. I didn't say anything about you. All I said is that I felt like you were exhibiting pick me behavior, and the other things that I said, I still stand by those things. And just the simple fact that you said that you've been feminine since you were a toddler and you're used to the hate.
Tyler is crazy.
I'm sorry. hold on. The fact that you said that you've been feminine since you were a dollar, man, like, I'm done. You know what? I'm done talking. I'm not going to say anything else to Lady Ashley because clearly this is not a conversation that she's equipped to have, and that is fine. You know what? You know what? I apologize for even trying to have the conversation with you because clearly the elevator is not going all the way up there, and I'm not even about to keep on because at this point you gonna make me crazy too. So I'm not even gonna say nothing else to you about it. Cause you know what? You said that you were feminine since you were a toddler, since you was in diapers, since you was in them Pampers. I'm gonna go ahead and let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it, sis. Go ahead. You know what? You're right. Everything you said is correct. All right.
She
All
must
you
have
gotta
had the
do.
she must have had the Minnie Mouse. You know, they had the Mickey Mouse and the Minnie Mouse diaper. She must have had the Minnie Mouse one.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Cause I'm just like, bro, like that's a wild thing to say. And it's like, you're not about to make me go crazy. If that's how you feel, sis, then that's how you feel. Like, I'm gonna let you have it. If that's how you feel, go ahead. If you feel like as long as you put on a beat face and do your hair up, that everybody is not gonna be racist or treat you bad, then okay. All right, you got it. You got it. You
She
got
said,
it.
I challenge y'all not to wear your bonnets outside today. Okay, I'll give you this one, right? So I've had my natural hair since I used to have a perm or relaxer. I've had natural hair since I was like a senior in high school. Cut all my hair. I've done plenty of different styles. I wear my afro. I've had the ball fade, like you can see in my picture. I've done all kinds of styles. You know, black women, we always gonna have a style. It doesn't matter whether I wear a bonnet or not. People will treat you different based on your hairstyle. So I can have a perfectly clean afro, perfectly picked out, perfectly oiled, moisturized. I can have makeup on, looking cute. Don't matter what I have on. If somebody doesn't like something about me or how I look, that's on them. That's why I said, like, don't internalize it. Like, you can't internalize how people treat you. I know it's hard not to, but you can't internalize how people treat you. Now, if I went off of if I lived my life based off how people treated me, based off of how my hair was, then I would probably just never leave the house because I like my afro. And some people don't. And they'll treat me a certain way because they don't like my afro. But that's not gonna stop me from wearing it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't believe your own hype. You've bought too much into your own idea of that you believe you're being perceived in a certain way when you wear your feminine costume. Babe, it's just a costume. You take it on and you take it off.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that because I would say like I remember back when I used to wear like weaves, like straight weaves and stuff. I haven't done that, and this is no disrespect to anybody that does because I think that all black women should be able to wear their hair how they want to. But back in the day when I used to do like, long 28, 30-inch sew-ins and I have a cosmetology license. I don't do hair really too much, anymore, but when I used to do hair and that's how I wore my hair. So like 30-inch weaves, down my back, wand curls, all of that. And I feel like the attention I got, even though I was married, the attention I got from men was different. I think I got more attention than when I transitioned to start wearing braids and start wearing like my natural hair. Or even sometimes if I felt like I wanted to wear a wig, like a texture wig, like an Afro kinky wig or something like that. I feel like there was a definite difference in treatment. And I feel like if you're the type of black woman that wraps up in how people treat you into your value and worth as a woman, then you will bend over backwards trying to still fit into whatever mold that you think gets you the most attention or perceived, preferential treatment. And that is to me weak behavior, weak woman behavior. Because I could easily say, you know what, I should probably just go on and do myself a sew-in and go back to those 30-inch weaves. Because I know when I was out, like, people would really acknowledge me at that point, And I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna just go back and do that. No, I prefer wearing my natural hair or wearing like some yaki, super yaki clip-ins or a textured Afro kinky curly wig or something like that. That's what I prefer to do. Or like I said, or my natural hair. Now, I haven't like worn those weaves in a long, long, long time because I'm completely comfortable with if you don't accept the natural side, then that's cool. Don't. You can just go ahead and get gone. And I think that is what the women that think like Ashley are on, that they want to do whatever they feel like is most acceptable to everybody else around them except themselves. And I think it is, respectfully weak to do that, to build your entire existence on what other people perceive you to be. That is exactly what I tell my daughters not to do. You should never live your life for the approval or acceptance of others. You should live your life for the approval and acceptance of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you care about your family or you care about your kids or you believe in God like I do, then you can care about the acceptance of God. You know what I'm saying? But you caring about the acceptance of random strangers that wouldn't spit on you if you're on fire is insane to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. And y'all would never make me understand it. When there are way too many people that have been unalived and they were presenting as a good Negro like you want. Too many black people are in the dirt, even now in 2025, and they were presenting as the good Negro that you think they should be. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I think a lot of it social media, you got the soft life. You got like Shira Seven. You got a lot of other people that, really push the idea that if you look a certain type of way, that's going to get you, the life of your dreams. And, I feel like you can't be aware of what's going on because there are plenty of people that present in exactly the way that these women want to, that have had piss poor outcomes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have women that are celebrities, got the most fame, got the most money, got the most everything, presenting feminine, going to the gym, doing this, that, and the third, and have gotten treated worse than a girl that you would look down on that had a bonnet on. So it's like, make it make sense. What is all of this performance get you? Oh, did you have something to say, Coach?
Oh no, I was just saying, Beyonce. You see what happened to Cassie, Lil Wayne. All Lil Wayne babies' mamas is very beautiful women. So it's like I said. That's why I say you don't internalize how people treat you. You have to accept yourself for who you are, and it's unfortunate that we do live in a world where certain people have power and can determine to a large extent your livelihood and your health and your well-being, but you don't internalize that. You don't internalize and say, there's something wrong with me because other people have a problem with me, or other people don't accept me, or other people have a problem with how I look or how I present myself. That's not something that you allow to determine your self-worth, or how much you love yourself, or how you view yourself, or how you view other women who look like you. Now, it's one thing, like I said, it's hygiene. There are hygiene things. Yes, you should be clean when you leave the house. You should wash your clothes and, have your hair done or whatever to the level that you want, because it's for you. When you doing all of this performing, that's exhausting. Like, I'm not about to be putting on no show. It's like Sambo, like how they used to have us doing all them shows and tap dancing and I ain't doing all of that. Anybody got time for that? Especially for people, if there's somebody who can't accept you simply because you don't want to wear a pink dress today, babe, there's a bigger problem. It's not just about the dress. There's a bigger issue at hand. And if you feel the need to have to constantly be on and have to constantly keep performing all the time, what kind of life is that? Like, what kind of existence is that? What kind of relationship is that? What kind of environment are you in? And when you shape your personality or your image or who you are around what other people want you to be, you'll constantly be always in a state of anxiety and always in a state of like, oh my God, I have to do this, or I have to do this, I have to look this way, I have to do this thing a certain way. Now, there are certain places where no, you shouldn't be wearing a bonnet and pajamas. Like, if I go out to the store or something, I'm personally not going to wear it. When I see somebody else with it on, that's their business. I don't treat them no kind of way. Like, we walking down the same aisle, we in the same store. I'm not gonna be nasty to you when we both need to get this cereal. I'm not gonna say disrespectful things about you. I'm actually not even gonna pay you any attention. I don't pay most people any attention. But the point is like, this, like, people, especially Black women, have gotten this in this weird place with respectability politics in Trigger. Like I said, I'm glad you're having these conversations because it's the performing. Y'all constantly perform, and then we cry about how we aren't loved and protected. Well, who? Well, who? What are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. I think to me it's like sad because it's like, do you see that white tea women don't have these conversations? I don't even really see, white tea Hispanics having these type of conversations. They just go and do whatever it is that they want to do that feels good to them. But for some reason, there are black women that feel like they want to push this huge burden onto being to jump through hoops to even be treated as barely human. And that to me is insane. And if you desire, that type of, I guess, acceptance, there, once again, there's something broken inside of you. I don't know if you're educated as much as you should be on the history of black people in this country. I look at it as almost a mini revolution that I will not bend over backwards to fit in whatever respectable Negro role that you want to put me in. And once again, that doesn't mean that you go out with a bonnet on or not. I don't even feel like a bonnet is a big deal. I don't do it, but I don't think it's a big deal. I see girls do it all the time. I like Coach C was saying, I just keep it pushing. I would never be like, hey, sister, you need to take that wicked bonnet off, sister. Never. I would just be like, oh, okay, whatever. But I just think that the reason why I wanted to do the live today is because I was saying that there's a notable difference in the way that black women are treated when they want to live and do things how they want versus other races of women. Because like I said, in the comments of this white tea girl that's at the top that's wearing the bonnets, all I see is all these women calling her brave, telling her, no, we're not going to judge her, that she was wearing a bonnet outside. All of these things, even black women, which is so embarrassing, in there telling her they appreciate her breaking down barriers for bonnets and all this other stupid stuff. And I'm saying that doesn't make you mad.
Barriers for bonnets?
Yes,
I
girl.
can buy.
And it was making me so mad. That's why I made the live. I wasn't even supposed to go live today. I was so pissed off. And I was like, bro, y'all don't feel upset that these other women can do whatever they want to do. And you feel like you gotta like get ready for 2 hours before you can go outside. And you feel like just so that you can get treated even a little bit below the white tea woman that comes out with a bonnet on and pajamas, she'll still be treated better than you. Like I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Actually, no, I said that wrong. Barriers for bonnets? Oh my word.
I just was like, man, like, I don't know. It just, that's just insane to me. I really just don't know what else to say. Like, it's literally nuts. I just, and for it to seem like I'm the one that's out of pocket for saying that black women should be able to live and present how they would like, as long as they're not hurting nobody. I don't understand in what world it's something wrong with me. I'm the one that's not feminine. If femininity is about nurturing, I think the most nurturing thing you can do is encourage someone to love themselves and present themselves how they want to and not care about what others think. I think the opposite of nurturing would be to tell women to shame women for wearing bonnets or living life how they want to. Life is too short. You could be here today, gone tomorrow. You could think that you got all these plans and not end up making it through the day. And you want people in this whole stressful life that they live in, black people's life is even more stressful, to be concerned about bonnets and wearing makeup before they go outside in order to be respected. Man, if you don't get out of here, that is crazy. Go ahead, go ahead, China, and then we'll go to Princess. Go ahead, China.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I thought it's so weird people sitting here talking about how their mother wasn't able to dress feminine and now that she is. Like, it's just crazy to me. My mom's always been really feminine. She's always had long nails, long red nails. When she wore weave, she always looked nice. And my mom would get out wearing all of that and mow her lawn because nobody else would. People say my mother's very sweet because she's very sweet, very nurturing, and she would cuss you out when she needed to. People don't understand the balance. You gotta have balance in your life. You can't just be, oh, I'm just sweet. I don't want to say that. I don't want to do that. Like, stand up for yourself. Stand up for the people that you love. There's nothing wrong with the balance of feminine and masculine. It's weird. And I don't know who that lady was saying, do your hair, put on makeup, and see how your day will be. You can get hit by a car. What does your makeup and hair have to do with that? People are weird. And that's all I have to say. People are weird. Go read a book or something. I don't know.
All right, all right. Excuse me. All right, China. All right, I appreciate you for coming up, sis. Sorry I had you waiting in the queue so long. Let me go over here to Princess. Go ahead, Princess.
Hello, good morning. How are you today?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I came up because I agree with you on some points, but I do understand why women who are especially older will see bonnets.
You
My
mute
bad.
yourself? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Somebody was trying to FaceTime me. I'm gonna put my phone on do not disturb while I get my point out and then I'll go on mute. I'm bad. My bad for that. But what I was saying was like some women they look at bonnets as a way of I guess internalizing the YT suppression that came with it through like the Tenian laws and things of that. So I can see why women wouldn't wear bonnets in that way because to cover our natural beautiful hair is to suppress a bit of our magic, right? We as women, that is how we stay powerful, right? Through our creative expression. And if I don't feel like showing my hair today, and if I feel like putting on contacts or wearing makeup, I don't think that's anyone else's business but my own. And it doesn't like it shouldn't give off the perception that I don't care about my cleanliness or I don't like or love or appreciate myself and things like that. That's why I said I agree with you when some people should just mind their business. But when the women who try to disenfranchise the bonnet on a black woman, when they're coming from a historical standpoint, I can understand where they're coming from because it was meant to cover our beauty. It was meant to suppress our magic and it just got carried on throughout the years. Um, but like I say, it's one of those things I'm on the fence about. I just try to mind my business because you never know why somebody covering their hair. I don't really care if a woman wears a bonnet out. I know her hairstyle is probably eaten underneath or she about to go get slayed. So it's not one of those things where I feel like it's just she's dirty or unkempt or things like that. That narrative that people try to push out. And then that's all I had to say.
Okay, all right, Princess. Yeah, I mean, I when I go to the beauty supply, I mean, I see a lot of black women in bonnets. You know what I'm saying? I just assume that they're about to get their hair done or something like that. I just never really took it seriously or anything. But I get what you're saying about covering up your beauty and stuff like that. But I really think a lot of times either the black woman's hair is done underneath it, or she about to go get her hair done, or she, she just said, "Oh man, I gotta go here real fast. I don't feel like taking my hair out and picking it out or doing whatever it is." That's just my opinion. I don't think it's ever really that serious, but I just noticed that it for black women, it's always everything that we do is demonized, and all somebody got to do is just pick and choose something that they want to demonize one day on black women, and then all of a sudden it becomes demonized until another race of women starts to make it acceptable. It's just like with lashes. I remember back in the day when it was really just like black women, you know what I'm saying, wearing like the cluster lashes and stuff like that. And everybody was saying how they were ghetto and ratchet. And wow, I know those black women in those lashes and bonnets, they look so stupid and all of these different things. And then I noticed slowly but surely, as it always happens, I seen a lot of white T Latinas start copying. Then a lot of white T women started copying, and they started doing the lashes too. And now, it's not so much of a big deal. Now it's not so ratchet to have lashes on. Now you don't hear too many people talking about it. And it's the same with the bonnet things too. I seen another video of a white girl talking about don't judge her for her bonnet on. And then when black women were in her comment section telling her that, she was copying black women, she said she been wearing bonnets before black women to protect her hair. Lies. No, nobody, they didn't even talk about protecting their hair. That's something that came from black women. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I just have a big problem with trying to present yourself a certain way because all it takes is a white tea person to make it all right. So why in the world are you bending backwards over to do something that they don't have to do? You know what I mean? And I don't like that. I don't like us trying to fit into a mold that white tea people have created. And regardless on what, somebody like Ashley would have to say, the mold that she is trying to fit in, she's doing it for white tea acceptance. And the fact that, she won't acknowledge that is scary, but it's also scary that so many Black women feel the need in 2025 to try to fit into a mold for white tea acceptance when they will never, ever, ever accept you fully, But go ahead, Poetic Aesthetic.
Okay. I just wanted to say how I feel like it's so ironic how at one point in history they made it totally illegal for Black women to wear their hair out in public in places like Louisiana. Of course, this was, over 100 years ago, but still. And now it's looked at as like the most disgusting act that you can do to cover your hair in any way, wear a bonnet, wear a scarf. When 200 years ago, it was illegal for you to even have your hair out. It's just like, why is the focus always on controlling us? And then on the femininity thing, I wish more women would realize that all the characteristics associated with femininity were created by men for the purpose of them being able to abuse you, with little pushback. So if you're quiet, if you're soft spoken, you don't have much of a voice, you're not going to speak out when a man or whatever is doing something they're not supposed to be doing, you know? Just that's really all I have to say.
Okay, all right, Poetic Aesthetic. I appreciate that. I definitely agree. That's why I think it was another girl that was up here. Her name was Lourdes. I asked her, I said, who created all of the things that you associate with femininity? Because you didn't come up with that idea of that you think that women are soft and sweet and nurturing. Where did you get it from? Where did it come from? And if you realize that you didn't come up with it, then you have to realize and acknowledge that you are, living your life based on a role that has been predetermined and preset for you on what they feel like you should do as a woman. And that means that you've got to unpack why you're doing that, and you don't need to be doing that. Because the only person you should be living your life for is yourself and how you feel. I mean, of course, like I said earlier, if you believe in God, of course, you can live your life for God. I do. At least I try to. But, at the end of the day, you need to be focused on loving yourself and doing things for you, not for others. And I don't know. Like I said, this is scary because I didn't really expect to get pushback from Black women specifically. Like, it was just like, whoa, okay. Wow. Like, it just made me sad. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the live. You guys, I'm gonna let everybody speak again if you'd like. And then y'all may end it. Like, this has really made me depressed, to be honest with y'all. Go ahead, Coach T, if you had anything to say. Oh, and thanks so much for coming up, Poetic Aesthetic.
Yeah, thank you as always, Trigger. I know these topics are heavy. That's why I'm always going to push back on the narratives about Black women's tone specifically and how we say things and what we say. Don't matter. This is our life. This is the things that are really impacting and affecting us. We have personal experiences with these things. And so if we want to speak passionately, if we want to yell, scream, cuss, whatever, spin in a circle 3 times, it don't matter. We need to do it the way that we need to do it because this is our experience. And so thank you for having this live, and take care of yourself. Don't let it get you too upset because you have your own life and you have your own family and your babies who need you and depend on you. But I'm always gonna close out like I always do. Black women, you are worthy, you are powerful, you are loved, you are capable, and you are valuable. No matter what, no matter who you are. Bonnet, from the bonnet and the bonnet list.
Yeah, right.
From sea to shining sea.
Exactly.
Have a good day, Trigger.
You too, sis. Thank you. All right, let me go down here to, and I agree with everything that Coach said. Let me go down here to China. China, did you have anything to say, sis?
Yeah, one, thank you for letting me up. I started following you on YouTube and I loved your message. And then I only got TikTok because you were on here and I wanted to be in your lives. Real
Oh,
shit. Like,
thank
you're the only
you.
reason.
Thank
But
you so much.
you you have the kind of patience that I strive to have in life. I just cuss people out when they get on my nerves. So like you so patient. I hope to have that one day. But I hope you have a great day and thank you for letting me up.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I hope you come back.
Okay, bye bye.
All right. Oh yeah, you guys. That's pretty much it. Like I said, I probably would have went on a little bit longer, but honestly, this really did depress me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit because I just think that we as Black women, we have a lot more work to do to, break free from the chains of, society's perspective. No, sorry, society's perception of us. We have a lot to, break free from. And, I guess I have to realize that I have to be, I know you guys said I had patience, but I need to be a little bit more patient with Black women that may not have totally unpacked what it means to be a Black woman, or totally unpacked the reason why respectability politics is, damaging to Black women and harmful to Black women, because, sometimes it's easy to look at, a situation and be divorced from it or be separated from it because you haven't experienced it yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way I saw a live yesterday of women and Black women, Black men and Black women discussing grape. And there were women talking about how their daughters had been violated. And a Black woman came up there and said, "Oh, well, that's you guys' fault. My daughters have never been raped or essayed. And the reason why my daughters have never been raped is because you guys didn't know whose houses that you were leaving them over." And then people asked didn't know whose houses that you were leaving them over. And then people asked the Black woman, like, "Well, have you ever let your daughters have a sleepover at somebody's house?" And she was like, "Yeah." She was like, "But I know those people." And then my thing, yeah. She was like, "But I know those people." And then my thing is, the other women were saying we thought we knew those people too. But she felt like she was better because she had never experienced what these other women had experienced. So I think I probably should have been more patient with Ashley and Lourdes, because they may truly feel like, because they haven't experienced it, that it will never happen to them. Or they may feel like they're better because they haven't had the certain experiences of other Black women, because not everybody is empathetic. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody works from, an empathy standpoint or an empathetic standpoint. Now, I do, and I feel deeply for others, but some people don't. So I guess I have to really just accept that there are some people that may not get it. You know what I mean? They may not get it. And, because I felt like when I saw the live yesterday about the women, the Black women shaming the other Black women, for their kids being essayed, I was flabbergasted. You know what I'm saying? I was like so angry. But, I guess that happened. I saw that yesterday to really gain clarity of what happened today. But anyway, like I said, I just hope that anybody listening to the live will maybe think about the experience of Black women and not think about it just from your experience. Because I try not to do that. Like, I'm not a Black woman that grew up in the hood. I've said it a million times. I grew up in the suburbs. I was never in the ghetto or anything like that. My parents are married to each other. I don't have any brothers and sisters. I don't know that life of struggle or whatever. My family was middle class or whatever. And but I do understand that there are other Black women that did not have the lifestyle or the life experience that I had. And I think that, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes Black women that haven't had those experiences find it hard to empathize or sympathize with Black women that have had it differently. And I challenge you to look outside your bubble and look at other Black women's bubble and accept them as well. You're not any better than anyone else if you have money or you have privilege or you're pretty or anything. You know what I'm saying? You're no different. Things can happen to you too. And things are all good until they're not. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we got to do better in allowing every type of Black woman to exist and not shaming Black women that don't exist in a way that you look down on. You know, that's all I have to say. But anyway, if you listen to this live, I just want you to know I appreciate you. I do. And but sometimes like it's difficult to talk to Black women that I feel like don't get it. It's very frustrating to me because I feel like you are like almost a danger to Black women, you know? And so it's difficult sometimes for me to exhibit the patience that maybe I should. But anyway, I just want you to know if you're a Black woman, you're listening to this, you're amazing, you're awesome, you're valuable, you're special, you're loved. And I hope that you get everything that you want out of life, even the things deep, deep, deep down inside that you may be afraid to tell someone that you want. I hope that you get those things too. And yeah, and I just wanted to say once again, I appreciate all the ladies that came up on the panel. I definitely appreciate Coach T that came up that always supports me. And she came up and she said she wasn't feeling the best. Thanks so much for coming up, Coach T. Thanks for China for coming up. Mickey, shoot, who else came up? Dag, my mind is already going blank. But I appreciate all the ladies that came up today. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much, Lena. And thanks so much, Miss Good News, for coming in as well and commenting. I appreciate all you ladies. All right, I'll see y'all later. Oh, yeah, Princess. Yes, Princess and Dream. Appreciate all of you guys that came up. Appreciate y'all. All right, see y'all.